So y'all remember my recent trip to Aldi? So this is something that they're actually pushing for. Hey fam, welcome back to another video. In today's video, we'll be going over our Saturday, like we do every single Saturday, news, comments, and reports. So this is Shauna, and I'm officially checking in over here at Moments with Us. Hopefully you all are doing well. Hopefully you all can check in and let us know where you are tuning in from. Before we start today's video, a little update with Keon. For those of you who are new here, Keon is my 6-month-old. Had an issue during the beginning of the week. He was wheezing very, very hard. Took him to the hospital. They sent him home. This was Monday. They sent him home, and, they sent him home with a little asthma pump and stuff like that, and said, oh, it was bronchiolitis. Then I take him to the doctor because the wheezing got worse, right? He never stopped wheezing when he left the hospital, firstly. I took him to the hospital. Well, I took him to the doctor the next day. That's when a little alert went off. Took him to the doctor. Gave him a treatment at the doctor's office. He was still wheezing hard. So the doctor ordered for him to get a chest x-ray. Got the chest x-ray done and everything. And boom, come to find out he had pneumonia. But his doctor was upset because she didn't understand, why did the ER discharge him if he never stopped wheezing? The level of care nowadays have completely gone downhill. The doctors that's put in place nowadays are completely just going downhill, y'all. So, yes, come to find out he had pneumonia. His doctor honestly just really didn't understand how did they let him leave without doing a chest x-ray. He had the RSV done, came back negative for that test. SARS came back negative, and the flu came back negative. But like I said, he was still wheezing, and they still discharge him. So, it's crazy. Who can we ever trust, right? Besides ourselves when it comes down to our health, right? But to take a child or take anyone going to the ER, you expecting them to help you. Can we really get the help that we need nowadays? Let's go ahead and start today's video. But that's the update. He is doing his treatments. He was prescribed some antibiotics as well. So he is getting better. So thank you all who did ask about an update on Keon. He's getting better. He's still sick, y'all. But most importantly, he is getting better. Myself, I'm stuffy, y'all. I've been back and forth in doctors and offices. Listen, yeah, I'm stuffy. So let's go ahead and start today's video. So this is the new thing. I'm actually going to do self-checkout today because they're pushing everybody towards self-checkout. And I don't have all day because Keon is really fussy. So recording is in progress. And that's the issue with the thing. Like, you're in the middle of using it and then boom, lane closed. So here's what's happening. So customers at Aldi, like myself, will notice a nationwide tech change in the store's front end, y'all. So dozens of customers have taken to social media to criticize the increasingly pervasive self-checkout machines. So many others think the customer-driven machines make shopping more efficient. So basically, Aldi is saying customers was complaining that they should be more techie in the stores. So one customer did write hypothetically, asking himself a question: how often do you avoid Aldi because it doesn't have any self-checkout lanes? So they basically saying that a lot of customers probably avoid Aldi because they don't have any self-checkout lanes. But if you're like me, I know a lot of shoppers that actually would rather stand in line, versus I still know a lot of shoppers who would actually, like to do self-checkout. It's like a 50-50 kind of thing. So they responded to their own question, and they said very often. They're saying very often a lot of people avoid going to Aldi because they don't have self-checkout, which increased the number of self-checkout lanes that's now in Aldi. Like myself, I was shocked when I went to Aldi, and I'm like, what? Why is this man pushing us towards self-checkout like that? And I was like, all right, cool, I'm going to go because Keon is fussy. He's fussy. And you don't want to be shopping with a fussy baby because you on daytime. Plus, he breastfed, so he want to be fed, y'all. I mean, right then and there. So, yeah, you have to go and do the self-checkout. We're going to see it more at these low-budget stores because it's more efficient and they want to keep up with the times, as they say. You know, we got to get put to work too, right? We got to get put to work. We're paying them for us to get put to work, basically. So they're saying we're actually rolling out self-checkouts nationwide. We hope they'll be at a store near you soon. And I know a few people who actually already avoid going to Aldi because they're trash, like trashy. Such as Tonette. Tonette did shit out a few times saying her Aldi is always a mess. So she actually avoid going to that Aldi. So here's some self-checkout criticism. Not every Aldi customer is happy about the tech revolution sweeping the chain store. Self-checkout is great for a few items, but the whole cart full and I get to check myself out? I don't have the skills for this. You know, then you constantly have to call on, you know, the store clerk. And most of the time that one store clerk is trying to check people out regularly, you know, and handle the self-checkout people who's having numerous of problems because what? The machines keep messing up. And if you're trying to check out a cart full of stuff, what happens? You gotta wait for the person to get done with one customer, come to you. So it actually prolongs your visit. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. But did y'all already know Aldi did buy out Winn-Dixie and Harvey grocery stores to expand its retail footprint into the American Southeast, y'all. So Aldi is going ahead and opening up some more stores, y'all. The purchase brings 400 more stores under Aldi's wing in Alabama, Florida, Georgia, Louisiana, and Mississippi. So like Aldi, Winn-Dixie, and Harvey Supermarket have long histories and many loyal customers in the Southeast. And we look forward to serving them in the years to come. And of course, by everyone doing self-checkout. So expect major changes in your stores if you have not already, especially if you shop at Aldi and of course Winn-Dixie now and Harvey's. Expect it to be more self-checkout lanes, y'all. Let me know how y'all feel about that in the comments. Besides that, I wonder once this cultivated meat really hit the shelves, what would the price of beef, actual beef be? We can get this small pack here for $19.95. It's just a bit of humor. Notice it's not real, y'all. It's not real. But it can be something like this in the very near future. So look out for the rising prices that's still happening also very often. So very often. Are you guys already preparing for the holidays? Hopefully you are. This lady said she went to 2 grocery stores today looking for cherry pie filling. You know, pies are really big around the holidays. And she says, I know cherry were harvested in June and July. Was there a problem? I didn't hear anything about any issues with cherries in particular. I think I've seen cherry pie filling in my stores. I don't know. Have anyone else seen any issues with them holiday staples so far? I know people starting to buy early as usual, you know, and I know more and more people are actually trying to stock up. So any new issues with any new items that's falling short on the shelves, let us know. Now let's jump into some of these comments, y'all, because y'all, yeah, thank y'all so much for commenting. Evil being exposed. Watch the water. There's so much going on with the water, y'all. There's so much going on with the water, y'all. The water that feeds into our home, into our skin, into our food. If you eat out, you're already getting that, you know, the water. Let me tell y'all. So maybe about 2 days ago, about 8 o'clock at night, you hear, you know, which is drilling into the ground. What water company, not saying that it's not possible, but this is a regular street. It's a regular street. It's not like a main way to businesses and nothing. These are houses. Regular, just a street of houses. Drilling into the ground, working on the water. Don't get me wrong. I think we got a letter. I think I explained this not too long ago. We did get a letter talking about the lead in the water, but at 8 o'clock at night, it's dark outside. Like, I know they got their own lights, but who's doing this at 8 o'clock at night? It just seemed very strange to me, personally. It seems strange to me. Something's up with the water. They definitely been doing something to the water for the past few years here in my parts of New Jersey. And people are walking around just like, like they just on everything in the book. Let's just say that. People getting sick left to right too. Brain fog left to right too. Something's up with the water. And I can definitely agree with this person. So Sandy T-Mobile did come on this year. I'm starting to sound stuffy, y'all, so excuse me in advance. Food's getting out of control with high prices. Today, my daughter went to the discount bread store. She said they must not know how to charge high because it costs her little, so she bought more. Soft, big white loaf, 2 pounds, was only $1.50, y'all. Cheese broccoli soup powder, which feeds 4, only $2.75. She went back for all the flavors. Hot dog buns coming in at 50 cents. I say check where yours is. Yes. So Big Man Alaska, he often shops at the bread store as well. We don't have one over here, which really sucks because I do hear that they give some great deals. So if y'all have a bread store, definitely check them out with those prices there. They definitely be having some truth when it comes down to these memes. Someone said, "Dear Black Friday, we all have big screen TVs. Put them groceries on sale." You know what? I agree with whoever came up with this here. Honestly, not everyone have a flat screen TV though. Not everyone have a flat screen TV. One of my friends actually still was with the box TVs. And what happened, she wanted to change her cable provider, I think, to like Optimum. And they said, "Oh, we can't set you up until you get an upgraded TV." So, yeah, that goes to show. Not everyone have them flat screen TVs. Appliances, electronics that was made back in the day last way longer than the things that's made now. Like refrigerators, for instance. I think the GE refrigerators last almost a lifetime versus these newer refrigerators that's made. So, yeah. Do y'all have a flat screen TV or y'all still old school with it? Let us know. I love to save the videos with information till the end. So hopefully you are still here. And if you are and you are new, just look down. If you have not pressed that subscribe button by now, go ahead and press that subscribe button. I'm going to go ahead and share a quick little video with you guys and let y'all know, if y'all don't know already, what's going on.
The UN Food and Agriculture Organization sent me this report. This came out in 2013. Nobody ever reads these things, but he said, this is important. You have to read this. So I read it and ended up writing an article about it. It was published in May of 2016. UN let them eat bugs. Kind of the Marie Antoinette. I don't know that she really said that. A lot of people say she didn't. But the report was about how they're going to make us eat bugs.
Just pay attention to this, though, because a lot of people, they actually steered away from talking about how the bugs are really being put into food. Because then it went on to the cultivated meat. That was just the beginning of bugs. And then the lab-grown meat. That's just the beginning. Some of this stuff is already happening and have been happening. They probably just changed the name. They say, oh, well, the FDA, it's the first time the FDA approved it. But some of this stuff been happening. So just go ahead and listen, continue listening to this video.
How meat and chicken and traditional agriculture were not sustainable, and the food of the future was going to have to be creepy crawlers. And they actually have a big section in the report about, those Westerners, they're pretty picky with their food. They're not really going to want to eat bugs. We're going to have a major propaganda campaign. We'll use state-funded media, and we'll use government indoctrination centers masquerading as schools to get them used to the idea of eating bugs. And so I reported all this over 10 years ago. And then along comes Joe Biden.
With regard to food shortages, yes, we did so talk about food shortages. And it's going to be real.
It's going to be real, right? So, a lot of people think, I'm not going to eat bugs. That's crazy, right? And Klaus Schwab and the World Economic Forum in their little video, they said by 2030, you're going to have to eat a lot less meat to save the planet. So how are they going to get people to eat bugs? Well, a combination of propaganda, indoctrinating children, and making you very, very hungry. And what you'll find as you look at these policies is every single one of the national and state and local policies traces directly back to various UN and World Economic Forum programs like Agenda 2030. Agenda 2030 was signed by every national government in the world in 2015. On behalf of the United States, Barack Obama called it an executive agreement. And it's a plan to totally transform every element of our lives. In fact, the head of the UN General Assembly at the time called it the master plan for humanity. And if you read the preface, it says over and over again, no one will be left behind. And so a big part of this, as you read it, and I tie all the points back to that, is you got to transform agriculture, you got to transform the food supply, you got to transform every element of life. And so in keeping with that UN report on using government propaganda, here's
So insect farming is set to play a growing role in our lives, it says. Yes. So global war on farmers and push to eat bugs, especially, yes, in our diets. Yes. They are rich in proteins. They have healthy fats and vitamins. It's something that they want us to think.
things you need to eat the bugs. And here is the government-funded propaganda outlet known as PBS.
The future of food is being revolutionized by science, as new research helps bring unexpected ingredients to the table.
Kind of tastes like shrimp. They have this seafood quality to them.
It reminds you of like a Frito or a chip.
Just Frito or a chip, okay? So it's crazy talk, right? And so this actually comes from my home state of Florida. Everybody thinks our government schools in Florida are great. They're not. But this was sent to me by the parent of a concerned fifth grader. She was told that she had to do these workshops, and bugs are the food of the future. And she said, actually, in the class, they told the kids that eating meat is bad for the planet. Your parents are bad for wanting to eat steak all the time. They say, here's the list of how much CO2 emissions, right? Crickets, you get 47.47 kilos of crickets per ounces of CO2, whatever. And you see that apparently bugs are really, really sustainable. The government knows quite a bit about eating bugs. Turns out it's very, very unhealthy. I pulled these right out of the National Library of Medicine 2017 study funded by the government. Said that the chitin in bugs, the exoskeletons, will provoke human innate immunity to generate a deluge of inflammatory cytokines which injure organs and, in persistent situations, lead to death, multiple sclerosis, systemic lupus, and cancer. Sign me up, right? So the goal, folks, is not to save the planet. It's not to save the climate. Like the revolutionaries used to say back in the 60s, the Students for a Democratic Society, the issue is never the issue. It's not about global warming. It's not about sustainable development. It's about enslaving humanity. They want to wipe out small, medium-sized producers, centralize food control in the hands of mega corporations in bed with the mega governments. They want to move the population into the mega cities and ultimately bring about this great reset in what they call the New World Order. And I'm out of time, but I'll leave you with Dr. Kid.
So he ran out of time, y'all. Ran out of time. So what is going on? Everybody know what's going on already. And for the people who did not know what was going on and now know, I'm glad that you are now in the know. So we're going to leave this video right here where it's at. I'm glad that you all joined me today on this rainy Saturday over here in New Jersey. The rain still will not let up. God. But hopefully you all enjoyed. This is Shauna, and I'm officially checking out from Moments with Us. I'm about to go have some tea with some ginger and some honey, a little bit of turmeric and a little bit of pepper, and hopefully whatever's trying to get me don't get me. Hopefully. So like, comment, subscribe. Thank y'all for all of the support. My views are not at where I want it to be, but one day we shall get there. And I'm still blessed, and that's one thing that I look at. You all stay prepped, stay blessed, stay safe. Most of all, remain beautiful queens and kings. Until next video, y'all, I'm out of here. Peace.